Test. Alright. This is the after show. For those of you guys watching in the chat, probably it's a little depressing, as you guys can see it, but the after show is a weekly show here on the A to Z show. I look back at the videos of the week. I talk about upcoming stuff. I talk about, obviously the topic this week being The Incredibles. I, of course, as I pull up right here, read your guys' questions live on the chat every Monday. Sometimes I'll let you know, like on Twitter and stuff, later on, if I'm going to move it from a Monday or something. But pretty much this is my way of being able to have a weekly show. Thanks to the patrons. For just $1, you know, you see them at the end of every video. Those beautiful names, they help out. And for just $1, you can get all of these are archived over there, plus a bunch of extra stuff. It's sort of like a tipping thing over there for the A to Z show if you like what we do here on the show. But I like doing this, again, before I archive them, I like doing the live streams here on the channel. Get your guys' input on some of the stuff, The Incredibles, some of the previous videos. But like I said, and as you can probably see right there in the chat, I was at the mall, and I was driving back when I saw it. For those of you who don't listen to XXXTentacion, I know that he's got a lot of controversy surrounding his name. I know a lot of people don't like him. You don't even have to like his music. I know a lot of you, however, did find my channel, maybe even subscribe to my channel because of the video that I made on him. I know a bunch of people don't know how to listen to videos, and they thought I was like dissing him. Other people thought I was overly praising him. I like to objectively view artists, directors, all that stuff. And that specific video was, I always found it intriguing how his songs would be really short. Sometimes he didn't even like mix songs. He would just like make it as raw as possible. And some people didn't like that. I didn't like it at first. But then the more that I listened to his music, I like that there wasn't filler. You know what I mean? I like that he was trying to have a raw emotion, as pretentious as some people thought he was being, as a little melodramatic as a lot of people thought he was being. I like the fact that if he only had a minute to say something, a minute and 20, that's how long his song was going to be. Obviously, you can't mention an artist in terms of, you know, there's like the whole Spotify debate and everything that happened. But recently, if you don't know about it, he's a rapper. He was 20 years old, and he was in Florida. I believe he was doing a charity event in Florida. He was like shopping for bikes, and I guess they just drove by, shot him. And just like that, he's dead. You know, I liked his music. I liked the last two albums. I thought he had good tracks on there. I in my playlist, which I have below every single video, I actually do have the Till Infinity, or Infinity, the one that he has with Joey. I really like that track, and I still have it on my playlist in circulation. But I mean, it sucks. Would never wish death upon anybody. You know, that's why I make videos. People always get mad. It's like, well, if you don't like something, just don't talk about it. No, it's better to talk about things and stuff like this, where people just end up shot and dead and whatever else. But whether you like them or not, Twitter's a terrible place. It may be free, but some of you guys, just because you have the right to say some stuff, some of y'all are disgusting. He wasn't a perfect person, no way, shape, or form, but like, I recommend that from his newest album, the Till Infinity, and he also had a really good remix for the Black Panther one that I highly recommend. I'm blanking on what it's called, but the biggest one from Black Panther. He did a remix for that one as well. So, yeah, I mean, just to cover that right there. Obviously, I have a video on him. I also, I guess this is where I'll address it. I'm not a person who likes making videos right after somebody dies, especially in a tragic way like this. You are going to see a lot of videos of people doing that. I'm not, you know, if you're like a news site, you cover that stuff, of course. But it's disgusting seeing people just wait for that moment. One video, I get it. If you're covering music and stuff, I get it. When you see a channel all of a sudden hype up X even though they didn't care about him, there's a lot of organizations that said that they will never even review his album because that's their moral ground. If Spotify puts him back on playlists, if certain review people start talking about him just because he's trending, just because now, you know, you think I'm not comparing him to Tupac, I'm not comparing him to Biggie, but this happens to a lot of artists and people like that. The moment they die, I'm not going to say solidify, but it gives them a certain, they're young forever now. He will forever be 20 years old. The music that he's made, that will forever be there. So, that's all I'll say. This is the one time I'm going to mention it. Yeah. Move on to the next thing. A little bit, I want to say this is the happier thing. Probably not. Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2, for those of you who I know I got like two. Some subscribe for the music, others subscribe for the movies. Incredibles 2, I liked it. I liked Incredibles 2. I personally like it a little bit more than the first. I know some people like the first one better. That's completely fine. You guys forget, opinions are a good thing to have. Some of you are wrong. I'm just kidding. The thing with Incredibles 2 is, and this is what I want to talk about, I'm definitely going to get your guys' input on the chat. Does hype kill a movie? I've been trying to work on a video specifically about that. I feel like in 2012, 13, the internet just took off. It was already going, but I feel like there is a specific year when something happened, and all of a sudden, we're way more critical than we used to be, and I feel like there's this mindset of, if the movies that we adore growing up, including Incredibles, if the original Incredibles came out today, I think the people, not everyone, but I think a majority of people would be critical on it as well. I don't know what year that would be. Personally, I think it's 2013. I feel like somewhere after Toy Story 3, every sequel that was coming up, people became extremely critical with it. But I understand the flaws. Even though I really like it, I understand. And again, I'm going to make a theory video on it because I had a specific thing that I was looking into, and I like kind of scrapped that idea, so I was looking into something else. But there's definitely a lot of like the twist that's not really a twist of who the villain is, and I'm not going to fully spoil it for you guys. But when you look at that person's name, you're like, literally that person's name shows you that they're the villain. The different storylines. I like the way that the different storylines worked, even though the stay-at-home dad thing didn't really elevate the character of Mr. Incredible. He was pretty much just tired the whole time. It's not like he learned anything other than the fact that I need my wife back home. And I understand that the baby part as well, because I'm not a big fan. Every time that they show like a cat, everyone in the audience always just goes, oh, or they show a baby, everyone just goes, ah. I hate when they do that. It's the easiest way. But I'll be the first to say, yo, baby Jack was phenomenal. I loved him in the movie. I thought he was great. But yeah, I feel like there is a point that Pixar has put themselves in a hype bubble that it doesn't even matter what they make. There's just going to be people who don't like it. And that goes for every big franchise. There's always just going to be hate when it comes to it. I liked it for what it was. You don't have to compare it to the first if you don't want to. The beauty of it is that the first is still out there on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, stream it on Freeform, whatever it is. But yeah, I like the second Incredibles. I thought it was good. It worked for me. I thought the cinematography was pretty good, even though it's an animation. I liked it for what it was, but that's just me. I do know that as I read some of the stuff that you guys have, Incredibles doesn't come out in the UK till like a month later. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I know that even for Ant-Man comes out like 2 weeks or another month as well. And both of the actors came out and said, yo, yeah, that's the dumbest thing we've ever heard, because all that does is it ruins the movie for a lot of people, because you always have those trolls who will tweet out stuff that happens. But then a lot of people end up pirating it as well. So that's kind of dumb. Let's see some of the stuff that you guys have. Oh! I saw Sorry to Bother You yesterday, and it was unique, original movie that should get watched. Darius from Atlanta was great in the film, worth the watch. Highly recommend it. This was in my top 5 from Sundance, and I definitely want to make a video on it. You guys need to see it first, because obviously I don't want to spoil it for you. It's so bonkers. It's crazy. There's always those handful of movies that you're either gonna. We all have a certain level of craziness that 15 minutes into the movie you're like, this is too much for me, or this is not. This is one of those movies. 15 minutes into it, for some of you are going to be like, all right, that's why I trust the A to Z show. Others of you are going to be like, I'm about to unsubscribe from this man. This movie did it for me. All I can say is give it a chance. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it was in my top 5. Are you hyped about the new Wreck-It Ralph 2? I am. I don't like watching trailers, but every time I go to the movie, they play so many times. And Cinderella breaking that glass shoe, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I don't like the title. The title's really dumb. I don't care if they meta address it in the trailer. It was still kind of dumb. The Gift or Gone Girl? The Gone Girl's better, technically, like the way that it's made. But I would pick The Gift, mainly because I've read Gone Girl the book, and I hate being that person. I don't always read the book before the movie, but I did, and I just feel that story works so much better as a book, especially because she's keeping a diary. Let's see. Did you hear about Black Klansman? I have. I'm very excited to see it, but I haven't seen it yet. But I am excited for it. Movie recommendation, watch Hermano. It's a Venezuelan film, and it's really good. I'll have to put it on my radar. Let me know if it is if it's streaming somewhere. I'll definitely be able to check it out. Yeah. Sometimes I know some of you guys come in late. Obviously, like I said, these get posted, and I keep it up on the channel, and then archive it later on Patreon. But yeah, I know I sometimes get questions for stuff that I mentioned earlier. So obviously the XXX Tentacion stuff. Let's see. There's just a lot of that Gone Girl book that can't be translated into screen. Yeah, I mean, I've always said that. That's another video for me to make. Like I've said the same thing for a series of unfortunate events on Netflix. I feel it works better as a novel. I feel Harley Quinn works better as a cartoon. That's just my opinion on those certain things. Let's see. Brad Bird didn't want to write the sequel because the first one was a story which drew lots of his personal issues from his life. I can see that as well. I know a lot of people are always quick to say that The Incredibles, it's a cash grab. Every movie wants to grab some cash, you know what I mean? It just depends on if they do it well. And I know, when it doesn't work for some people, they're just going to think it's a cash grab. But there's a bunch of people who work on this movie who are truly passionate. Is it going to be better than the first for many people? Absolutely not. The first has a more cohesive theme. That's a fact. But this one definitely still has a lot of great things going for it, in my opinion. And again, I'll be making a video on what I got out of it. Let's see. Do you plan on seeing Won't You Be My Neighbor? Of course. I keep missing it in festivals and stuff, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Like I said, one of the videos not too long ago, I wore my cardigan that literally my buddy and I bought because of the man. How do you feel about Cat in the Hat? Classic. Did you hear about the Sammy Davis and Marvin Gaye movie coming? I'm excited for it, and also excited to see Bohemian Rhapsody because Queen is my favorite band. Bohemian Rhapsody looks fantastic. I have not heard about the other one, but it's going to be all about casting. It's all about casting, but also direction, because I think when they got your boy Chadwick Boseman to play in Get On Up, he was fantastic in the role. None of us really remember the movie, though, so you got to do good casting, have a good script, and obviously great directing, or else it doesn't matter how exciting the story for these people are, if it's not executed well. Will I ever do a video on Clockwork Orange? If not, what are your thoughts on it? If I ever do a video on Clockwork Orange, it's probably going to be like a Kubrick introspective type of thing. But it's good. I still think I think Clockwork has one of the most messed up scenes with that Singing in the Rain rape scene. It's jacked up. Look up Aerodactyl on YouTube. Best indie series ever. Diego Luna or Eugenio? Diego all the way. Will X be a legend? To some. Tupac is to some, not to others. To some, X probably helped a lot of people out. So I've been reading a lot of Cat in the Hat. Opinions, like I said, classic. Oh, let me see. What do you think about the upcoming Grinch movie? I haven't really seen the trailer for it, but I mean, if it's good, it's good, I guess. I'm not really a fan of any of those animations, but I'm always willing to give it a shot. Can't wait for First Reform to be released in the UK. That's what I'm excited for. Very good movie. Very patient movie, which may not be the thing for everybody, but I would definitely check that one out. Oh, we got a big one right here. What's better, Godfather, Goodfellas, or Scarface? Personally, for me, Goodfellas, I'm watching any day. Godfather, I need a nice wine and a lamb, and I gotta watch it in like a specific setting, because Godfather's a lot darker. Goodfellas has more humor in it. Scarface is good, but it's coming in third. New movie similar to Unfriended coming out July 20th. Yeah, it's the sequel to Unfriended. I hate that movie's coming out because I know a lot of people are going to keep bashing. If you guys haven't heard, my favorite movie, Searching. A lot of people keep dismissing Searching because of movies like Unfriended, but give Searching a chance. What is your favorite animated film this year so far? I mean, I can't remember. Like, I watched so many movies, so I can't think of them all off the top of my head. That is one thing I'm going to do. I'm compiling my list on Letterboxd. If you follow me on Letterboxd, at the A to Z Show, I'm compiling my list where many times, I don't really write reviews unless, like, the movie really stands out to me. I usually cover it in my wrap-up. But I'm figuring as a way to have the whole list of my favorites, because it lets you have, like, a huge list, I'm just going to be putting, like, I think I've watched, like, 150 movies this year already, and just have my rankings of all of them. But no, that those will always change. And just because something is at 7 doesn't mean that I'm not watching 21 way more than I would 7. But definitely check that out, the Letterboxd, the A to Z Show. I'll definitely be updating that soon. What do you think of Godzilla 2? Never seen it. My favorite Pixar movie, I always go with Toy Story or Finding Nemo. Alright, sometimes this thing just refreshes, so apologies if it looks like I'm about to read your thing and then it just goes away. What do you think of the new Jurassic World? I'm not excited for it in any way, shape, or form, but you know I'm always there in the theater watching the next thing that comes out. Favorite show currently on TV? I just finished Silicon Valley, which I really like, and I'm going to talk about that in the wrap-up. But Barry, if we're talking like new, fresh, that's got one season out on HBO, definitely check it out. Movie theater question, recliner seats or booze and food? As my little cousin in the Smuckers commercial would say, why not both? But I'm going to say recliner seats, because I could sneak in my own booze and food. Favorite horror movie? I love The Others. I love the original Halloween and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those are classics for me. Thoughts on The Searchers. Has some of the best cinematography of all time. I love that door scene. I love how that's framed. Hey Arturo, what are your thoughts on the Carters album? It's basically rich people bragging about how rich they are, and they force their failed marriage all the time. I could see that. It just got released on Apple Music, which is where I listen to, and like I said, I always got those links down below for what I'm listening to. Apple Music playlist is updated way more than the Spotify one is, just because it's easier. Excuse me. But I'm listening to it right now. Like I said, I know I was mentioning Hear Me Out. I finally uploaded that video on Hear Me Out. That's the template. I'm working with it, and I'm definitely going to be doing one for this one. But you kind of make a point. What famous people or what famous person should have a biopic? I mean, there's a lot of people. A lot of people already have. Steve Jobs. I love that movie. The Steve Jobs one, not Jobs. I wish more directors got stuff. Like, you know, with The Aviator and even the Johnny Depp one, Ed Wood. I wish there was more stuff like that. Not of bad directors, but just of any directors in general, because it's always interesting to see it behind the scenes of directors. Do you think Wonder Woman 2 will live up to the first? I hope it does it better. I really hope it does better. I have absolutely no idea what that man is doing in those set pics, considering what happened in Last Third Act. But I guess they want to forget the Last Third Act, just like we wanted to forget it. Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? I have not, but I feel like a lot of people have recommended this. Do you think that PewDiePie deserves the king of YouTube? If you want to give him that title. If not, just continue watching who the king of YouTube or queen of YouTube is for you. Let's see. What do you think about How to Train Your Dragon 3? I like the movies. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I always look forward to them. I think that they're good movies. How do you feel about another season? I think that question was about 13 Reasons Why. Y'all know my things, right? People feel like I overly hate it. A lot of people go, why you watched it? Well, of course. If I was complaining about it, then you would call me a hypocrite and you would tell me to watch it. So I give it the chance, and it was a book, and now it's being extended into more. I talk about suicide and all these stuff, but don't make it a corny, cheesy teen drama where you're actually telling teens who may be suicidal, hey, boys and girls, if you commit suicide and record a podcast and 13 tapes, it'll be binged as a Netflix show. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Have you seen Doctor Who? I have not. What is the next based on a true story should come out? Well, I'm looking forward to the Queen one. What do you want to see in the Cloverfield sequel? Some more connections that actually make sense. Tagarazzo, if you guys haven't seen my videos, that's what I want to see expanded on. Let's see. If you could make a Juan Gabriel biopic, who would play Juan Gabriel? I would newcomer. Have a newcomer. What did more justice to women in cinema, Wonder Woman or Black Panther? Both. I mean, it just depends on who you relate to. Who would win, Amy Dunn or Hannah Baker? Amy Dunn, bro. Amy Dunn. I'm not gonna spoil Gone Girl, but Amy Dunn. Hateful Eight, thoughts? It is literally just Reservoir Dogs, but as a Western. And I still don't understand for the man who was hiding down below why that dude didn't do anything earlier. Favorite YouTube reviewers? I know I get this question every week, but I always say Double Toasted. XXXTentacion, yep, brought that up earlier. Horror movie brought it up earlier. Have you watched Sense8? Not the biggest fan of it. I just think it's a little cheesy. But if you can sell it on me, definitely sell it to me. Saddest movie ending. First one that's coming to mind right now is Phoenix. If you guys have not seen Phoenix, it's a part of the Criterion Collection. Highly recommended. I love it. I think it's a fantastic movie. It was in my top of that year. Watch it if you can, because it's really good. Other than that, The Dancer in the Dark, which was brought up recently in one of my Twitter videos. Hereditary can also be seen as sad as well, so there's definitely that. Worst working actor and worst working director. I don't know. Yui Boll? Can't think of an actor right now, but maybe Yui Boll? Blade Runner original or sequel? I think they're the original. Have you seen any Bollywood movie? If yes, what's your favorite? Not really. I haven't really caught up on them because I don't usually catch them. But I end up walking into a Bollywood movie every time I go to the theater. Marcus Theaters, best theaters in the Midwest. Every time I walk into a Bollywood movie, I sit there and I'm like, this isn't Superfly. And then I go watch Superfly. But I haven't. If there's any recommendations, definitely let me know. But man, those make bank. Those sell out quick. Do you watch movies outside of Hollywood productions? I do watch foreign films, like I said. If there is a Bollywood movie that like stands out, I do watch a lot of Spanish films, French films, Italian films. So yeah, as long as it hits my radar, definitely. Asian cinema as well. I like The Hateful Eight, but I kind of find it overrated. Honestly, man, I love your channel so much. Your discussion points and videos are elite. Thank you. Appreciate that. Have you seen Prisoners with Hugh Jackman? Yeah, it's from my favorite director working today. For YouTubers, I think you can see who I'm subscribed to, so that's definitely there. Favorite DCOM? No, I don't know what that means. Jennifer. Shout out to Jennifer. Thank you for that. Have you ever seen The Magicians? I have not. I think that's a TV show. I personally haven't seen it. But if it's good, let me know. What is your ideal portrayal of a bad film critic? To some people, me, I guess. I find the word critic interesting because I know when I say something and people like it and it has substance, I'm a critic. When they feel I'm nitpicking, I am also a critic. When I say something and people don't think I'm qualified, I'm a reviewer. When I say something and I sound more down to earth and the normal person likes it, I am also a reviewer. People use words in a weird fashion for whatever, whatever they add to the word and what it means. I think the only thing that makes a bad film critic, reviewer, whatever you want to call it, is someone who can't express what they like. As you know, I usually don't say, this is good, this is bad. I talk about movies that I don't like as if I do because I just want to see what you can get out of it. People worked on it, and that's all I care about. I care about the explanation. You see it all the time for reviewers on music and movies. Oh, why'd you give this an A or a B or a C or a 10 or whatever? And they always tell you, it's a 7-minute video. Watch the first 6 minutes of it. So for me, it's whenever someone is clearly just going off of whatever. Whenever they start saying, if you can Google a movie and those headlines is exactly what a reviewer is just repeating, not that they can't have the same sentiments, but I think the biggest thing that makes a critic or reviewer, whatever it is that they're bringing their own perspective to it and that they know how to explain it. We don't have to have the same. I'm subscribed to a lot of people who don't share the same perspective as I do, but I like seeing that passion in them, which is why I think a lot of you guys have subscribed to me. I know a lot of you disagree with me, but hopefully I have some sort of passion or my own perspective that I'm bringing to it. How long do you have to wear braces, and is it uncomfortable? Yeah, it is very uncomfortable. For me, I wore braces and still, if you don't, wear your retainer. That's literally the advice I would give you. Do it, but wear your retainer. Your favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie? First one. What's worse, Take 3 in or Fan 4 Stick? I want to say the third Taken only because Fan 4 Stick was like meddled with. So yeah. I know you usually talk about movies, television, but what is your favorite music video? There's a lot of deep stuff in that department. You guys are going to laugh at this, but one of the earliest music videos I remember binging. Y'all can unsubscribe. It's okay. I get it. Dislike the video too before you go, but let me know that you disliked it. There is a certain video by Nickelback. I know. I think it's for Saving Me. And I remember watching that on VH1 when they used to play those videos at night, and this one would play all the time. And it just infatuated me, the story in it of when you save somebody's life, or when your life gets saved, now it's your turn to return the favor, and you like look out and everybody's got numbers over their heads of how much time they got left, and you find someone who's got it like on red, and you got to save their life, and now it's their turn. I don't know why that infatuated me so much. I'm sure there's a lot of other music videos, but that one comes to mind. Would you say that T'Challa was a passive protagonist in Black Panther? For the first half, not in the second half. Have you watched The Hunt? Yes, that is a scary movie. What's your favorite superhero? In the comics, it's always been Batman. But in film and like video games, that Batman shared with Spider-Man. Those are my top two, which I feel for a lot of people as well. What do you think of Gal Gadot's acting? It's not good. I like her, but I can also admit it's not good. What do you think of Westworld Season 2 so far? I'm barely on Episode 3. I still have to binge all of that, but I've been watching a lot of movies and catching up on music for some videos. And Westworld, I'm very much focused on binging it to make that ending explained video for the season. Just joined the stream, but your thoughts on Incredibles 2. Yeah, I addressed that earlier. Let me just plug this in before this dies. I like Incredibles 2. Like I said, I have the Let Me Explain on it, which you can definitely go check out. All the links obviously attached to the channel down below. I liked it. I know, I just feel like a lot of people are so hyped that Pixar can never relive that magic. They just can't. Objectively, subjectively, you know, maybe it's not going to be the same ever again for some people. Maybe they do contradict themselves sometimes, but I wasn't expecting to learn a life lesson. I just wanted to go in and see Elastigirl. No matter what people say on Twitter, you can hype up whatever you want from me, at least. You always give great movie recs. Well, thank you, The Nerdist Productions. Yeah, that's what people forget. Opinions. I hyped up Hereditary. I saw Hereditary multiple times. It lives it up to me. Do you have to agree with me? Absolutely not. But I make videos not only on what I like, but also even if you don't like it, to give a perspective on it. I make a lot of videos on things I don't like, but people want to know more about them. I study them. I research them. I try to make an entertaining video for you guys and maybe learn something a little bit about the production. So, yeah, of course I'm going to keep hyping whatever I do like. Who would win, Jason Bourne or John Wick? Have you seen Master of None? And if so, what are your thoughts? I really do enjoy Master of None. Master of No More Seasons, maybe, after what happened. Let's see. Favorite actor to play Spider-Man? The OG. Come on, are you seriously not going to talk about XXX Tentacion? There's a little thing. It's called the rewind button. It'll also go up. I'll talk about it right in the beginning. What would you consider a good short film? Something that stays with you. And I see a lot of feature films that many times I feel can work better as a short film, but as long as it's able to have that theme that it leaves you with, right in the beginning, middle, and end, it's just a faster version of a feature film without any filler, you know? It just needs to resonate with you. What film have you rewatched the most? Probably Finding Nemo. What do you think will stay dead in Avengers Infinity War 2? Honestly, nobody. I think someone who hasn't, as you know, will come back and do that. See, in terms of questions, looking for question marks. Thoughts on X? I mentioned it earlier. Physical media or digital media for movies? I end up doing a lot more digital with streaming. I do have a shelf of movies, but I know that I would just never carry them all, so it's easier for me to have digital stuff. Thoughts on the best movie ever made, Chips? I've never seen it. Thoughts on Seven? Fantastic. And that scene in Incredibles in the apartment reminded me a lot of it. Have you seen Sherlock? If so, what are your thoughts? If we're talking about the movies, I think they're okay. If we're talking about the show, I love the first season. I don't know what happened, but I don't feel like watching it again. What's up, Arturo? What's up, man? Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? I'm going to end the stream right now if you mention that again. Thoughts on Denny taking on 2 Dune films? I trust him, man. I trust him, man. What do you think about the short film Bao, the film that started before The Incredibles 2? I mentioned that in the Let Me Explain. Like I said, I do have a Let Me Explain channel where I go through and just spoil the entire movie. Obviously, the A to Z show, I talk about theories and things that I learned. I do mention that short. I thought it was weird, man. I thought it was really weird. I got it by the end, but that was really weird. If you're a kid, you're not going to get what that means, and you're just going to be like, that's really weird. What do you think of Moana? I love the music. I adore the music, and that's mainly because of Lin-Manuel Miranda. For all you white girls out there who get your parents to buy tickets and you want to comment on all my videos, Lin-Manuel, not Lin. Trying to support a Latino. Trying to correct the Latinos who say it correctly. What do you think? I think I got that one already. What are your thoughts on Autopsy of Jane Doe? Good movie. I've recommended it. Should there be an Incredibles 3? Sure, in like 20 years. Do you think John Wynn should... No. Have you heard about Watiti's Jojo Rabbit? Yep. I have seen Boy. I'm excited. That's another one. He's in my top 5 directors working today right now. I'm going to answer a couple more. I'm going to head out. It's hot. Got to finish another video. Got, hopefully tomorrow, because I've been working on it. Those of you on Patreon have already seen it. Again, just for $1, the whole Patreon's open right there for all my extra stuff that I have. My little connection for the Kid See Ghosts thing. I have a whole one on Kid Cudi, because I love Kid Cudi. That's going to be the video for tomorrow. The Incredibles video coming out as well. I forgot to tweet out the question for this week. So if any of you guys have any suggestions, let me know what the Twitter question for this week would be, and I'll pick one of you guys from the chat as I answer it over here. Whatever the Twitter question should be for the Twitter question of the week episode. Bro, Mexico beat Germany, yes. I have been getting a lot. I did not see the game, but I have most definitely. I have people knocking on my door. Hey, did you know Mexico beat Germany? Yes, I heard. Good. I'm glad. I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy for them. What do you think about New Mexico? Good state. Very good state. How hyped are you for BoJack Season 5? Extremely hyped. I wish more people were on the train. I'm excited for it. Peace, good sir. Love your content. Can't wait for your thoughts on Tag. That should be coming out tomorrow, hopefully. Your best 2018 film till now? I've been saying searching. I said I'm going to be making the letterbox, so definitely go check out the letterbox at the A to Z show. I'm going to be doing pretty much my whole list there of my favorite films of the year. I'll be rearranging it, so know that just because something's my number 1, if I see something new, it's going to go up there. Something that's at 8 may go up more. It'll vary like that. More Hear Me Out videos. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have all the Kanye ones, the Beyonce one. I'm even, obviously my main focus is on rap, but I will be doing ones like Panic at the Disco's album and different stuff that drop as well. Do you play any video games? And if so, what console? I have a PlayStation 4 and I have a Switch. I'm really and I'm very late on video games, but I'm really digging Breath of the Wild. And I'm playing Detroit Becoming Human or whatever that's called. I know David Cage is very cringy and very cheesy for a lot of people, but I like those games. That's what I've been playing recently on the PlayStation. Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole? Personally, K-Dot. What do you think of Beach 2000? It's underrated. I have to rewatch it. Let's see. Did Jay-Z release an album now to steal Nas's? I might have something on that, so for sure. Best sports movie for the World Cup. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Nerdiest Productions. That might be it right there. That makes sense. Thoughts on Nostalgia Critic? Works hard or hardly works other people? I haven't kept up with that stuff. Have you seen a Serbian film? I have not, but I might do a Let Me Explain on it. Good work. Keep it up from India. Shouts out to you. Favorite So Bad It's Good movie that most people haven't seen? Let's see. Do you hear what happened to... Yes, covered it earlier. Can you give your opinion on sequels? Do trilogies ruin movies? I'm taking all of these as like questions for the Twitter thing, so I'm just like pondering over them. Let's see. I'm really liking the sports one because I have not done anything really dealing with sports, and I think that may be a good one. So, Nerdiest Productions, that may just be it right there. Let me answer 3 more questions, I'll head out. Do you think Marvel will make Miles Morales Spider-Man? I mean, in the animated version they are. I don't know about the live action, but we'll have to wait and see. The question should be favorite summer movie. I mean, we still got time for that. That may be a future question for the summer. Have you watched any of Cloak and Dagger? I have not, but I keep seeing the billboards for it, so I'll definitely be catching up. And let's see, I'll answer whoever the last ones is. Like I said, thanks again. Shout out to the patrons. Do this if you join in late or maybe you see it later. I always do the weekly live stream. It's just to answer your guys' questions, talked about some current stuff, obviously the X stuff that happened earlier, and talk about the upcoming videos for the week. Like I said, gonna have the Kid See Ghost, Kid Cudi video, gonna have an Incredibles video, bunch of Let Me Explain stuff, much more Hear Me Out stuff, and again this next week where if you tune in, if you're on the Patreon, shout out to you guys get them all archived and some extra stuff, but if you watch this on Monday, get to be a part of the chat. Let's see the last one right here. At what timestamp did you cover the XXX story? 000, right at the beginning. You can definitely check that out right there. With that, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Like I said, keep moving forward.